Welcome mates, I'm Bloodthirsty Lord, but you can call me Lordy, and we're back on Paragon once again. You should be seeing some several gameplay in the background, and it's a little bit above average. No. It's bloody amazing, but that isn't the main topic of today. Instead, we'll be talking about Crunch's abilities and his combos, and how you can utilize them in certain scenarios and situations to your advantage so you get the best result or best outcome when playing as the new hero Crunch that will be coming out November 15th. But before we get into this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button to keep up to date with all the greatest and latest Paragon Gaming content and Paragon Gaming news. And as always, expect it here first. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. I mentioned this within another video, but we're going to do pretty much a quick overview of Crunch's abilities, his first ability being Re-Crunch. Re-Crunch repeats the last ability used, opening up more possible combos. Re-Crunch also has two passive components. First, landing a basic attack shaves time off your cooldowns. Second, every third ability used is empowered. So you're able to reduce cooldown of all of your abilities by each time you use a basic attack, followed up by every third ability your ability is empowered, and will gain certain advantages of that recent ability that you did use. I'm not exactly sure, but I think Re-Crunch has that active element to the ability. If not, then he has two passive components on the ability only. His second ability is called Forward Crunch. Launches Crunch forward, stopping on the first enemy hero hit, dealing damage. That is the normal version of that ability, but when empowered, Forward Crunch drags enemies the full distance of the charge. Forward Crunch is the initiation tool that Crunch does use within his kit, and you can use the normal version of this ability to start a fight or a team fight or just a 1v1, or you can use the empowered version by leaving this as your third ability that you use within your actual kit, and that will make you go towards the enemy but also drag him the full distance of the charge ability of Forward Crunch. So you're pretty much able to single out targets or multiple targets and be able to 1v1, 1v2 them, or wait for your teammates to come and jump those enemies while also fighting other enemies at the same time. His next ability is called Left Crunch. Crunch delivers a left hook that deals increased cleave damage. When empowered, Left Crunch deals 100% basic attack damage to all enemies in cleave range. Left Crunch has the ability to do AoE damage through the element of cleave in both forms, normal version and also the empowered version. But obviously when you've got the empowered version, you'll be able to do more damage to the enemy units. That could be minions, enemy heroes, anything that's considered to be enemy. You'll be able to do more damage with the empowered version than the normal version, but either way, you're doing some AoE damage towards those enemy units. The last ability is Right Crunch. Crunch slows enemies on hit. When empowered, Right Crunch knocks up enemies, and this is a crazy ability because it provides him with CC. Naturally, it will pretty much leave a slow on the enemy once hit, but when it's empowered and it's got that third ability hit, you'll be able to knock up the enemy and obviously keep them in the air for a bit, and then once they come down, you most likely have your team members to help you out. This by far is the best form of CC within his kit, and whenever I mention CC, that is crowd control. So those are the abilities that you can use within this actual character's kit for the new hero Crunch. Now let's explain some combos that you can use in particular situations or scenarios to gain a massive advantage and get the best result, most likely a kill or even a couple kills when using this new hero. Also take into consideration that we don't know the mana pool of this hero, we don't know how much ability and mana consumption is used every time you use one of the abilities, so we don't know how many abilities you can actually use for a full combo, and we don't know the cooldown reduction or the cooldown of each ability. And these are all unique factors that we're going to learn very soon that obviously lead to a better understanding of what to use in what scenario, but for now this is pretty much all theories, and see how it turns out later on when the new hero does come out. So just assume you had a full mana pool and you're going against an enemy hero in the laning phase, and you're thinking of a combo to use in order to do some damage towards the enemy hero, but also be able to wave clear the minion wave that is in that actual area, like using the normal version of Forward Crunch going towards the enemy hero, and once you hit him you should maybe do some damage on the way and also do damage towards the enemy hero. Then you can land some basic attacks followed up by Right Crunch, the normal version, which will imply a slow towards the enemy. Then you can turn around towards the minions and then use your third empowered ability, which will be Left Crunch, followed up by the normal version of Left Crunch. That means you're doing a large amount of damage in a short amount of span against the minions, and you should be able to clear them instantly due to that one combo because of the AoE damage that you're dosing towards those enemies, but also taking into consideration that you're going to be using your basic attacks throughout this combination, and most likely if we end up being right, we should be able to animation cancel with this new hero, and that'll be a good way to dose at a high amount of damage within a very short span of time. So the first combo that we just explained is very good in the laning phase because you're able to poke the enemy hero and also wave clear at the same time with one combo, and that is very useful. But let's move on to another combo. So if you saw enemy unit, enemy hero most likely trying to run away from a fight and you think you can catch him out, all you want to do is charge towards that enemy with forward crunch, the normal version, followed up by your left crunch ability, which will do a bit more damage and also clear damage, followed up by your empower ability, which will be right crunch. Then you'll knock up the enemy hero in the air. Then also you want to follow it up by another right crunch, the normal version, which then will apply a slow on that enemy hero. Also take into consideration that you want to put as many base attacks as possible during this combination, because every time you land a basic attack, you're lowering the cooldown of your abilities, and if you do have a high mana pool or very good mana pool, or you don't use a lot of mana with your abilities, that is going to help you quite a bit to even land more combos and even chain that combo even longer. And within this combo, you pretty much are just using a gap closer to get close to the enemy, doing some damage, followed up by hard forms of CC to keep the enemy in place or someone close by, so your team members, if you can't finish them off, most likely team members can jump in and help you out and clean up the enemy, because the enemy team only have 2 chances when one of their enemy friends have been caught out, which is obviously disengage and run away, or engage and try and help out their friend. Majority of the time, they're too scared of the badass robot that Crunch is, so they will disengage and run away. And now let's move on to the third combo. And say if you want a team fight and your DPS and your teammate's DPS isn't high enough to kill the enemy heroes and you know you're about to lose it, so your best chance of survival, your best chance of helping your teammates out, so the trade isn't as bad as it's supposed to be, and you pretty much prevent them from acing your team. All you want to do is split the fight by using this combination. All you want to go for is your first ability, being the left crunch, because obviously you're going to be in that team fight already, so you want to do some cleave damage, followed up by your right hook, which will slow down some enemies that you do pick on. So if you select a target, you use your right hook and you'll slow down that enemy that it does apply the slow on, followed up by your third ability, which will be empowered, and that will be the forward crunch. That will take all enemies the full distance of the charge away from the fight. Say you can take them into the jungle, or even a lower full level on the map of Legacy, or on the other map that will be coming out very soon, Monolith. Majority of the time at this stage, you have saved your friends and obviously most likely end up dead. But if you're lucky enough, if you didn't drag all enemies to that position of the full charge, then you can use forward crunch, the normal version, towards the enemy hero that's maybe still close to your teammates. That means you get close towards the enemy hero and catch them out, and maybe your teammates can turn around and kill those enemies, or pretty much you can use it as a way to disengage and get away from that fight and survive, and obviously save your teammates, which will lead to being a very good fight or very good trade for your team. And now let's move on to the fourth combo, which will be a 1v1 combo. This is very good because you can never use your empowered ability for your left crunch ability, because you don't want cleave damage. That doesn't matter because you're only versing one enemy. So to start off the combo, you want to use your left crunch. That's if you're right next to the enemy. If not, use forward crunch to get that gap closer and get towards that enemy. Then followed up by whatever you want next, which could be left crunch if you already use your forward crunch, or it could just be left crunch into right crunch, which will obviously do some cleave damage, followed up by a slow on the enemy. But majority of the time, you want your empowered ability to be the right crunch ability, due to the fact that you're going to knock up the enemy hero and keep him in a position where you're able to isolate him and keep doing that 1v1 and not letting him escape in any way possible. If that is done, then you can use the other ability, say forward crunch. If you use the left crunch into a right crunch into a knockup, then use right crunch to keep him in the same position. Or if not, and using the other combination, you can use left crunch followed up by the normal version of right crunch into the empowered version of right crunch, then followed up by obviously the forward crunch ability, which will obviously keep him on lockdown. Then you can followed up by as many base attacks as you need in order to finish off that enemy. In my head, this all makes sense, but I don't know if it's going to make sense to you guys, especially because there isn't crunch gameplay in the background explaining each type of ability as I'm doing it and showcasing the combo. So most likely we'll cover these in another video in the future with the actual character being released. But the idea of this video is to give you mates enough information about the combinations that you can use with this character, so once you actually get to play this hero from November 15th on Paragon, you'll be able to succeed in every way possible, in every situation, and in every scenario to your best outcome. And that is obviously what you want when you're playing Paragon, because you don't play Paragon to lose, we play Paragon to win, and that is guaranteed. I can explain even more combos based on this hero because he does have so many combos, and obviously I have a link in the description below. If you guys want to read it, there's a Reddit link talking about every combo that you can do on Crunch, and there's an insane amount of combos that you can do. I think around 20 combos. One of you mates thought about every combo that you can do on this actual character, due to the fact that he's pretty much portrayed as a fighter the hero, and other fighting games they have a combo list, and obviously one of you mates had to make a combo list for Crunch in the game Paragon, so obviously the link to that will be in the description below if you want to have a read about that, because it's quite interesting. And also a quick mention, if you guys want to see a live stream of this new hero Crunch, it will be in the dev live stream tonight or in a couple of hours from this video, so make sure you go on Twitch and look at Play Paragon official Twitch page, and you should be able to see the video or the stream website of them streaming the new hero, and it's going to be one bloody amazing moment. And if you see me in chat, say hi, because I always watch the live streams. They're amazing and I get full energetic every time. But mates, as always, I want to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like, was the video very informative, educational? What do you think about the combos that we did explain in this video? And if you got a combo for yourself that you've made up, leave it in the comment section down below, because it will be very interesting to see. So leave your opinions and thoughts in the comment section down below. So mates, if you do enjoy this video, show us by smashing that like button. Let's try to get 125 likes on this video. I know that is an easy goal for you guys, because some of you have smashed the 200 like goal on this channel with some of the videos on Paragon, and sometimes even 300 likes on a video. That is insane. So let's try to get 125 likes on this video, because that's obviously very easy for you guys to do. And if you mates want to see more Paragon gaming content and Paragon gaming news on my channel, all you have to do is share this with your friends and hit the subscribe button to become a mate today. And that is all for this video. Oh, time to go, but don't you worry, we'll back very soon. Hang tight, boys, because you ain't seen nothing yet. Is it just me, or is the Crunch combo just so difficult because there's so many to do and so many situations?
And that it feels right.